Hello, Fáilte. This is Lora O'Brien, author and co-founder of the Irish Pagan School, and I'm here to answer a quick question that we got in the YouTube comments from Clara, who asked about the connections between the Morrigan and the Banshee. So Clara asked, is the Morrigan the Banshee, or does she appear as the Banshee, and is there a connection there? So the short answer is no, I suppose. The Morrigan is not the Banshee. Banshee means fairy woman in its essence. That's literally what the word ban is, woman, and she is fairy. But technically it means of the mounds. So woman of the mounds, which is kind of a shortcut for a fairy woman. So when we talk about the she, we mean the people of the mounds or the people of the other world. So technically, any woman of the other world is a Banshee, right? Or any female presenting entity of the other world is a Banshee. The Banshee is a different thing though in Irish culture. So the Banshee is a particular form of the she and has an ancestral connection to Irish families, and most popularly known as a death cry or a death wail when somebody from that family is about to pass over or pass away. So it's a warning, right? Banshee does not bring death, but she will give warning and prophecy. So within those roles and functions of the Banshee, there is definitely similarity to some of what the Morrigan will do, particularly in the prophecy role. There's also another form or another function of the Banshee, which is the washer at the ford, which is kind of its own thing as well. So Banshee is the washerwoman, or Manani are the washerwomen, which are also their own form of the she. So they're their own entities in their own right. And that means the washerwoman or the washerwomen. So the lines are very blurry, right? But the Bive has appeared as the washer at the ford. But again, that's the role. It doesn't mean that the Bive is necessarily the same as a Banshee or na Manani. It's all a bit complicated, and I can definitely see why people are confused, but it really helps to just think of all these entities as separate entities. They can cross over in roles and functions, but they're not interchangeable, and they shouldn't ever be viewed as just the one thing or just the same thing. That is disrespectful and it could actually end up being quite dangerous. So again, the washerwoman or the washer at the ford would have the role or the function of prophesying death. So the whole thing is that they appear to be washing the bloody clothes of, or armor of, those who will die in battle. So there are particular examples in the lore of times when this Manani, the washer at the ford, the Banshee, or the Bive, or any of those kind of particular entities have appeared to particular people within particular stories. And again, they're a part of that story and they are fulfilling a role or a function within that story. But it doesn't mean that the Morrigan is the Bive, or the Morrigan is associated with the Banshee particularly, right? So that's a short answer, and hopefully it answers the question. On the whole, I would say no, both with all those qualifications. So the Morrigan and the Banshee are different entities, and the Bive and the washer at the ford are all different entities and should all be treated individually by us as we, work with them or honor them. Okay? So hopefully that was useful to you, and I will see you in the next video. Slán go fóill.